Want to come over here?
Yeah,
and show
let's
you a
check it
little
out.
closer. Yeah, so
See what it's all about.
this is kind of like the external heating chamber, so your air is coming up through the intake of the fans. The heater element is inside, so it does all of the air, heat, mixing.
So your
there.
your hot air mixture is right here.
Yep.
So you don't have a burner. You're not running a burner internally, is that the idea?
Exactly. What you see in a lot of the other ones is that burner is right here, literally shooting a flame right across the inlet ducts of where your grain is. So just one of the things we do to give you a little bit more peace of mind at the end of the day when it comes to heating your grain up.
So that basically is that to mitigate any type of fire hazard? Is that the idea?
Yep. Okay. And it also creates a much more even, uniform temperature mixture before it starts drying the grain. Because once the air enters into the plenum chamber, it starts going into all of these little inlet ducts. That's where you're going to start doing the grain drying process.
So I got to ask, since we've been to multiple different manufacturers already now, they try to steer away from, per se, the side system and want to bring it up from the bottom, say more consistent air density, air flow. What do you say about that?
Well, I would say that we've done our own testing, and I can actually show you thermal imaging videos of our dryers that show, you know, top to bottom uniform heat distribution. So you can say whatever you want about why you put your fans on the bottom. The reason why they put their fans on the bottom is it's easier to install and they can do single phase, but we can do single phase as well. But we can do thermal imaging pictures I can show you that show uniform temperature top to bottom.
The technology's there to figure out where your heat is.
Yeah, it's not.
So
I mean, this is more of a Cadillac product too.
So as far as efficiency of the dryer, it's still just as efficient to heat it here as far as heat loss versus putting it up from the bottom?
I would think that, you know, this is going to do a better job in terms of efficiency because you're wasting less heat. Because if you aren't getting a very thorough mixture of air and heat in the very beginning, what ends up happening is, yeah, maybe you heat up this grain a little bit more, or maybe you heat up the grain in the back a little bit more, but at the end of the day, once that grain makes its way to the exit of the dryer, you're going to be in a situation where maybe you're getting misrepresentation about all of the grain in the dryer, and as a result, maybe you're having to run it a little bit slower because you're making up for some of that grain that's a little bit more wet down in the bottom, whereas this is going to be heating it up a lot more thoroughly.